In a tragicomic spectacle underscoring just how far the falling star's reputation has plummeted beyond any realistic redemption arcs, Meghan Markle reportedly dissolved into hysterics after her latest crisis PR team resigned en masse mere hours into their very first day on the job. According to shaken eyewitness accounts describing the Duchess's nuclear meltdown following their expeditious exit, the disgraced royal responded by unleashing a torrent of verbal abuse, physical intimidations, and projectile office supplies through sobs threatening lawsuits against the fleeing consultants themselves. With prospects dwindling alongside an ever-shrinking Rolodex of willing affiliates able withstanding her mercurial behavior, many seasoned observers now suggest this incident marks Markle passing thresholds where delusions about reviving faded fame cross into irreversible pipe dreams. Jesus, I've managed world tours persevering through Keith Richards' heaviest delirium binges and still never encountered prima donnas spiraling anywhere near as venomously deranged as Meghan turned introducing herself to our entire team assembled Monday morning, cringed one veteran PR principal recounting events just ahead of abandoning ship later that afternoon. We hadn't even allowed her finishing opening remarks summarizing her debunked victim narrative before auxiliary staffers started noticing telltale twitches and mannerism cues presaging an impending full-blown narcissistic meltdown fast approaching supernova criticalities right there across our damned conference room. By nearly every corroborated account assembled from multiple participants directly involved throughout the saga's unraveling, what precipitated Markle's newest PR staffers preemptively evacuating arose from the Duchess's opening monologue itself. Rather than introducing her consulting liaisons to a measured overview of public affairs triage items requiring remediation, Meghan launched straight into an epic rant rehashing conspiratorial fictions comprising central agitprop planks underpinning her victimhood industrial grifts since divorcing palace life. The diatribe proved so utterly unhinged relative to prevailing realities faced by the consultants tasked resuscitating her sideshow. Several junior associates began wondering aloud whether arranging emergency psychiatric interventions might take precedence over professional engagements. From word go, this unabashed charlatan quite literally opened bullhorning these interminable rants alleging systematically orchestrated satanic pedophilia cabals persecuting her hapless family across continents directed by Royal Opera Company's corrupted Rupert Murdoch's tabloids through coven blood sacrifices enlisting Tom Hanks' transgender clones in worldwide stalking efforts. Honestly, the shit just got too dark and schizophrenically terrifying too fast even for us burned-out cynics. Stomaching Lady Gaga and Britney circa peak meltdowns, shuddered one younger digital marketer still seeking therapy unmaking thought implantations branding ritualized infant cannibalism rumors into social channels. Despite growing discomfort visibly spreading across the entire PR team soon after Meghan commenced barraging them with conspiratorial indictments, the Duchess of Difficult allegedly opted doubling down on incendiary rhetoric rather than pulling back toward stability. Rather than establishing crisis management priorities based in material incidents available for public remediation and clarification, Markle elected leaning further into surreal accusations involving intergalactic shadow governments reptilianly shape-shifting senior palace courtiers on Jeffrey Epstein's payrolls. Climaxing one totally deluded spiel proffering photographic evidence of Queen Elizabeth hunting homeless children through Balmoral forests for sport. At that point, bewildered staff began exchanging skeptical glances wondering how much legal liability might accrue hosting clients liable unraveling total disconnections from not just public relations imperatives, but consensual coexistence itself among polite society. Look, this whole PR retainer became a hard nope for me personally after some lunatic starts graphically alleging His Majesty King Charles III himself traveled throughout rural Brazil eating indigenous babies delivered from satanic blood libel ranches supplying canon pedowood franchises, growled one irate strategy consultant already severing all ties. Like what sort of utterly amoral, repugnant depravity spree convinces clients seeking brand management solutions distracting entire staffs down rabbit holes involving Tolkien dwarf enslaving matrices administered by globalist vampires? Hard fucking pass on ever associating our crisis comms shop again rescuing human dumpster pyres forfeiting basic decency faculties. According to dozens of separate eyewitness testimonials transcribing events word for word, it was precisely when Markle embarked frothing exhortations surrounding the British monarchy's central involvement with interdimensional portal trafficking snatching human souls for galactic dominion rapings that the entire PR team unanimously voted resigning immediately. However, upon the first staffers politely attempting to thank Meghan for her time while collecting personal effects to vacate, the Duchess allegedly commenced caterwauling manic tirades, preventing any departures by barricading doors with furniture. And when one unfortunate junior assistant finally made a break fleeing toward exits, Markle reportedly responded, chucking twin desktop monitors straight at the back of her head before tackling others with lunatic warpaths, flailing any object within reach into weaponized projectiles. Never in my life witnessed such a batshit unhinged meltdown over literally nothing except some entitled ginger ghoul not getting accommodated past personal delusions of grandeur, stammered another battered publicist, accounting multiple hospital trips required stitching scalp lacerations after Markle launched barrages of heavy computer towers becoming homemade missiles. Seriously, by the time security dragged every last one of us to safety, extracting from her rampages ricocheting office supplies everywhere, anyone suggesting maybe, just maybe, reconnecting this utter sociopath with family intervention resources would basically invite receiving justifiable taser beatdowns against abject threats on humanity. Although casualties were remarkably limited, only resulting in minor flesh wounds among team members escaping via reinforced extraction units typically reserved for hostile territories like Kabul, most spectators cannot recall any previous PR nightmare combusting so disastrously beyond salvage on arrival. Already, competing crisis management firms have begun circulating vicious rumors alleging Meghan Markle now ranks among the most uninsurable clients in all entertainment after dispatchers logged reports indicating her ratcheting up improvised weaponry by throwing armloads of stapled reams ignited with desktop lighters like homemade arson Molotovs. Other chilling insider insights suggest the Duchess's prior behavior fluctuations pale compared to this latest unattended psychotic severance from reality itself, despite law enforcement arriving on scene within 10 minutes following the first injury distress signals. At some point following Meg's hourly narration devolving into sickening delusions involving Henry Kissinger's undead necromancy alongside Bob Iger developing AI clones for organ harvesting, every ex-military shooter specialist recognized telltale red flag vitals of severe schizophrenic breaks among mass shooters and battlefield berserkers losing faculties toward violence fixations outpacing survival instincts. One retired Marine raider shaken after tranquilizing Markle recounted. And as sickening confessionals manifested describing ritualistic tortures, enteral reading Mayan sacrifice babies while masticating globules of liquefied placenta stuffed straight out of the human centipede raw feeding tubes, well, we basically realized this waking nightmare likely surpassed any psychiatric inpatient facility's admission screening, even located on remotest asteroid penal mining colonies.